What's up guys, Josh here from MobileTechVideos.com today with another exclusive how-to. Today we'll be talking about how to flash a new boot screen to your i9000 based ROM. This is only for i9000 based Captivate ROMs. So anything that's JPU, JPY, anything that's been built off of an i9000 source this will apply to. So don't go off and flash this on a Captivate based ROM because you'll end up with a soft brick and you'll have to get into download mode and kind of restore everything. This is only for i9000 based ROMs. So with that disclaimer said, let's go ahead and get involved. Here we'll start up our phone. We've got the stock boot screen running Caesar's Continuum. I'm going to allow that to boot up and we're going to talk a little more about what's been going on here. To do this, we need to access the LFS partition on the phone, which resides in block 6 as far as things are concerned for the file system. To do that, that's a strictly forbidden read-write zone. You can only write new objects to that zone. You can't replace, remove, or rename any of the current objects, meaning that technically you can't just throw in a new logo file and have it look at it. You're going to have to reflash with a param.lfs file that has no current logo, so that way you can add a new logo. And someone has made that available for us. Now keep in mind, I'll be developing this for Captivate, i897, as well as i9010 for the Armani-based builds as well, because I'd like to cover all the platforms. So our phone has been booted up at this time. We want to make sure that we are in USB debugging mode, so settings, options, settings button, and then we'll go to applications, and then we'll check on development and make sure that we've got the green checkbox like that, as we do. So now we want to go ahead and plug our phone in. Download the RAR package that I've created for you guys in the description. It can be found at my website. So plug the phone in. Okay, and what we need to do now is actually put the phone into download mode. But before we do that, we want to launch the Odin executable. And to do that, we would actually just open the RAR package. I'm using WinRAR to do this. Obviously the free version. And you want to grab the i9000 boot folder, extract it and drag it out to the desktop. And you want to double click it and go ahead and open the Odin 3 version 1 executable. And now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and use our extended power menu, or however you would like to, and put the phone in a download mode. So we'll go ahead and use our extended power menu, which most of these 9000 ROMs have, and say download. Now the COM port should pick up on Odin in just a second. Obviously it'll take a little bit. So it dropped, download mode, and there's the COM port. So now we need to zoom in a little bit, see if I can get you guys a little better view of what's going on. We want to click the PDA option and browse out to our desktop to grab the necessary param.lfs file, which is also in the i9000 boot folder that you've just extracted. Now there you're going to see the i9000 underscore param underscore lfs.tar. Double click it. It's going to fill this blank in down here and give us this checkbox. That's exactly how we want it. Leave everything else alone. It's going to be checked for auto reboot and reset time. And then we're going to go ahead and press start. When we do this, we'll see that it flashes param.lfs. This will flash on the phone side, and then it's going to do this, reboot into recovery. Okay, once we reboot into recovery, we want to press the power button to reboot system now. That's on clockwork mod. It's going to flash the download screen one more time, and then it's going to flash into the kernel screen after that and start to boot up. So now we want to go ahead and unplug the phone real quick, show you a couple things. I'm going to let this phone boot up. I'm going to let the phone boot up, let your phone boot up at this time, and I'll catch up with you guys in just a second, the next step. Okay, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys that before we proceed, we're going to power off and power back on to show you what we currently have as a screen. Now, being that there's no logo JPEG in our LFS partition, we're actually not going to have any screen. So when you first boot this up, so we're powering down right now, I'll let you know when it shuts off. Okay, it's shut off. When we first boot this up, you may get a pixelated screen or you may get a black screen. So we'll show you what that would look like. We're going to power on, and we have a solid black screen. We have nothing at all. And then it goes into the kernel screen. So go ahead and verify that you have no boot screen and let the phone power back up, and then we'll go to the next step. So I'm going to let the phone boot up at this time, and I'll catch up with you guys in just a second. Okay, once our phone's booted back up, we can set it to the side. We can close our Odin executable. And we want to focus on the next step here, which is going to be our batch scripts. And a little more there. Let's talk about a few of the things in this folder directory that you extracted from my RAR package. We've got the ADB files as well as the DLLs to go with them so we can run ADB commands. And then we've got a batch script here that's going to do a lot of things. There's the tar file we just used. We've got two logos for you. I've included the original as well as the Mobile Tech Videos version that I made with the cool little logo and decal there. And below that, we have our Odin file that we just used, as well as BusyBox, brought to us by Steven Erickson. So what the script is going to do is it's going to install BusyBox if it's needed. Then it's going to push the logo of your choice, and we'll talk about how to designate which one you want, to the internal SD card. And then from there, it's going to mount the LFS partition, and then it's going to move that logo from the internal SD card to the LFS partition to where it will be named as our official logo. So let's talk about our logos. Now we're going to go with the mobile TV one. What you need to do here is we're just going to make a copy of it, and on the copy just delete everything all the way back to the point of ATNT. So you will be left with logo underscore ATNT.jpg. Now what we want to do is plug our phone back in. Remember, you're still in USB debugging mode, and for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my timeout for my screen. So let me do that real quick. It's timeout 10 minutes. Alright, so that way it won't turn off. Back out just a bit, and we're going to plug our phone back in. Okay, and get a little further back, and we're going to go ahead and double click our i9000 boot screen.bat. So double click that, and we'll go ahead and get installed on. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer on this. And I'm actually going to move the entire mount here. How professional is that? For a little more straight on view here. Okay, so we've gotten everything set up here. Let me get out of the frame, and make sure I'll just stay in there. And what we want to do now, that actually helps visibility, is we want to look at the phone while we run this script. So we're going to press any key to continue. We'll see that it's killing, started successfully, and we pushed BusyBox. And we got BusyBox installed. Press any key to continue. If it's already on there, don't worry. It's going to just say it failed because it knows it's already on there. Press any key again. Mounting LFS partition to the phone. Say allow for super user. Say allow again. And bam, it has pushed the file to the phone, and then from the phone to the LFS partition where it needs to be. Now we can see a very important step. You need to subscribe to my channel. That's very important. This will not work if you do not do that. Anyways, let's go ahead and review what's going on with our phone. We're going to power off. Okay. Allow this to power off. And we're getting ready to see our changes. So there's our vibrate. Power on. Awesome. Beautiful. That is how you need to flash an i9000 based ROM running on a Captivate. This actually probably would work for i9000 based ROMs in general, but that is how to flash a new boot screen to your Captivate. Obviously I'm going to link you up with the original thread over at XDA Developers so you can read up on everything that's involved in that thread. I took a lot of the practices that I read about, kind of combined them all, and then wrote a batch script to really make this even easier. So technically you can put any file you'd like in the i9000 boot folder and rename it to the right file name, which is logo underscore ATNT.jpg. Run my batch script, and bam, that's it. So that was Odin. We're going to flash the param.lfs with Odin, which is that tar file. It's going to boot back up, Then you're going to put the correct logo in the folder, run my script, done. That's all you got to do. So that is flashing the boot screen, brought to you by mobiletechvideos.com. Check out our new website at mobiletechvideos.com/blog. And you know, as always, if you're about ready to try this out, good luck.